This has already began the process of reorganizing the national carrier, following direction from the National Treasury in what is hoped will bring the airline back to profitability. For starters, KQ is looking to shed off 4 aircraft and reduce 4 destinations to conform to the set guidelines by the National Treasury. In an exclusive interview with Citizen TV's Faisal Ahmed, KQ CEO explained how they will use the 36.6 billion shillings they've been allocated to undertake the process.
Thank you, Alan, for speaking to us. Over the last fortnight or so, there have been a lot of stories around Kenya Airways, starting with the financials that you had just released for the year ended 2021. Just starting with that, how easy or how hard was it for you to manage to reduce Kenya Airways' losses by more than 53%? And looking at the sort of impact, or rather the period we're still in, of the COVID-19 pandemic and the sort of impact it still has on the sector. How did you manage to do that?
We were able to save about 11 billion Kenya shillings of cost when it came to fleet ownership cost. So this is among other measures that we took to reduce costs. Costs actually went down by about 3.3%, and COVID was still live. Decisions were being made on the fly by different countries to restrict access to their markets, and of course there was a lot of volatility from that perspective. And then what came out towards the end of the year, which has persisted this year, is fuel cost, which has shot through the roof. In fact, if you compare 18 months ago to now, the jet fuel is doubled in cost. So that makes it a lot more difficult to recover. The
National Treasury, during the budget day, the CS stated that they were looking at reorganizing Kenya Airways. Those were the specific words he used. And also, in terms of reorganizing, he said there are some areas or factors of the airline that are going to be affected, which includes staff, the fleet, and also the routes in which Kenya Airways flies to. So I don't know if maybe you've come to this decision, or you've already started making plans towards this because of the audit that you're doing together with Sibari. But how many staff members are you looking to reduce over the period? Same with fleet and also your routes in which you're going to reduce.
Are we flying the most profitable network possible? And we've done that exercise. Like we actually did it last year. And like you said, Sibari have audited it or rechecked it and reconfirmed. We had a bit of tweaks or suggested a bit of tweaks, so we've done that. And we think we have the right network for the moment. Now, the next point is to look at fleet, like you said. Do we have too many aircraft? Do we need to reduce our fleet? We've also looked at that exercise. And yes, we do need to take out some aircraft. Fortunately, we were in the process already of returning 2 of our Embraer. Okay. We also need to consider the range, because right now we have 4 fleet types. So we have the Embraer, we have the 738, we have the 787, which is a Dreamliner, and then we have the 777, which we have subleased to Turkish. Now, the determination has been made that we don't need the 777s in the network at the moment. When it comes to people, what we are focusing on more than anything else is how do we make our people more productive? Remember, the goal is to reduce costs, not people. Okay? So how do we make them more productive so that we can do more with the staff we have with less in terms of cash? And that's a main focus. I don't have a number to answer your question directly, but the most important thing is how do we make our people more productive? And that discussion has already started with the people. We need to look at areas where we can increase productivity and efficiency. And this whole transformation process, by the way, Faisal, is not just a cost-out initiative, reducing cost and becoming more efficient. There's also a safety element to it, because in tandem with making this airline more cost efficient, we also need to make it a more friendlier airline.
In terms of your network, in terms of reducing it now, are there particular destinations that you're looking at to reduce, maybe within Africa or outside Africa?
Rome and Geneva. So we suspended that. We think we will not restart that for the time being. We had planned to do Milan. We will not restart that until a much later date. So we suspended those 2 routes, for example. There are some in Africa. We were flying directly to Khartoum. We were flying to Djibouti. Those 2 particular destinations we will not be doing. To Khartoum, we are flying through Juba. But direct flights to Khartoum is not anticipated at this time. There are many others we are looking at, and if we think they're not going to really give what we call network value, we will suspend the particular route.
A lot of companies, when it comes to restructuring and reorganizing themselves, they offer their employees the early retirement package. Yeah. Is that something that has come up
in 2020?
Yes.
And quite a number of people took that up. At this moment, we're still not determined. I said it earlier, whether we are going to let anybody go. We're focusing on productivity, but when it comes to that decision, of course, we will let you know, and we'll say how many, and then this is the preferred way of doing it in terms of voluntary early retirement, because it's easier, it's less agonizing for everybody.